Today, we are diving into one of the most ancient happy accidents in history. So imagine this, you're camping on a beach with your friends. You light a fire, you cook some dinner, and then afterwards, eventually you head to bed, only to wake up the next morning and discover that you've accidentally created something that will shape the future of humanity. Sounds wild, right? But that's exactly what happened to a group of Phoenician merchants about 5,000 years ago. Hey friends, I'm Dennis Geelen, author of The Accidental Solopreneur. Welcome to the Happy Accidents Podcast, where we dive into real stories of unexpected success, from chance encounters in everyday life to the serendipitous moments that shaped thriving businesses. Each episode uncovers surprising events that anyone can learn from. Let's jump into today's adventure. Today, we're talking about how glass, a material so common that we barely even notice it, and it was discovered completely by accident. Along the way, we will explore its evolution and how this ancient discovery still impacts us today. Picture this, it's a warm Mediterranean evening around 3000 BCE. A group of Phoenician merchants, masters of the seas, have just anchored their ships on a sandy beach. They've spent the day bartering and navigating treacherous waters, and now they're ready for a well-earned meal. But as they set up their campsite, they realize something's missing. The stones that they usually use to prop up their cooking pots over the fire are nowhere to be found. Now, you'd think these guys, with all their experience, would have remembered something as basic as that, but no, maybe they were too busy thinking about the profits they'd make on their next port. So, what do? They improvise. Digging through their cargo, they grab blocks of natron. It's a mineral used to trade in bulk. It's versatile stuff. It's used for everything from cleaning clothes to embalming mummies. Perfect for holding up a pot, right? So as the fire roars, these traders are completely unaware of the magic happening beneath their cookware. The intense heat is fusing the natron with the sandy beach, creating a reaction no one in history had ever witnessed. And by the time the fire burns out and dawn breaks, the merchants are greeted with an astonishing sight. Around the edges of the fire pit are strange, glistening lumps of hard, translucent material. One of the merchants picks up a piece, turning it over in the morning light, and it's smooth, shiny, and utterly mesmerizing. This was the birth of glass entirely by accident. Ever feel like everyone around you is catching lucky breaks while you're stuck on the same old treadmill to nowhere? Hi, I'm Dennis, and I know that feeling. That's why I created the 60-day Luck Surface Area Journal. It's packed with 8 weeks of challenges and reflections to help you step outside your comfort zone, meet new people, and attract the opportunities you've been missing. Ready to create your own luck? Grab your copy on Amazon and start your journey to more serendipitous success today. Now, isn't this incredible? These guys were just trying to cook dinner, and they ended up changing the world. It's a perfect reminder that some of the best discoveries happen when we're not even trying. So, what happened next? The Phoenicians took their accidental discovery back home where artisans and craftsmen started experimenting with it. Over centuries, glass evolved into one of the most versatile materials in human history. So, fast forward to ancient Egypt. The glass is being used to create beads, amulets, and even decorative jars for pharaohs. By the time the Roman Empire came along, glass blowing was invented, making glass production faster and even more affordable. In the Middle Ages, glass was used in the grand stained glass windows for cathedrals, turning sunlight into works of art. And by the Renaissance, glass was being used for science. Telescopes and microscopes opened up entirely new worlds, from the stars in the sky to the cells in our body. Think about that. All of this, from art to astronomy, started because of some merchants who forgot their cooking stones. And today, glass is everywhere. We rely on it for windows, bottles, electronics, and even the screens we're glued to for hours a day that you're watching right now if you're watching this on YouTube. Here's a fun stat for you. Globally, we produce over 140 metric tons of glass every year. 140 million metric tons. That's the equivalent weight of about 700,000 blue whales. Whoa. The glass industry itself is worth more than $125 billion annually, spanning everything from construction to high-tech applications like fiber optics and solar panels. It's hard to believe that something so massive, an industry this integral to modern life, all started with a beach fire. This story makes me think about how often we dismiss small mistakes or unexpected outcomes. What if instead of ignoring them, we approach them with curiosity? What if we saw them as opportunities? Those merchants, they could have just kicked the strange lumps aside and gone on their way, but they didn't. They noticed something unusual and they paid attention. That's a lesson we can all take to heart, whether building a business, starting a creative project, or just trying to figure out dinner. So the next time you look through a window, sip on a wine glass, or tap your phone screen, think about those Phoenician traders. Remember that some of the best things in life come from unexpected places, and that every mistake just might be the beginning of something extraordinary.
Hey, thanks for tuning into the Happy Accidents podcast. I hope you find these stories as intriguing and insightful as I do. But make sure you don't miss an episode. You can subscribe to my Accidental Solopreneur channel on YouTube and watch these episodes in video form, or subscribe to the Happy Accidents podcast on Apple and Spotify for your listening pleasure. Until next time, stay lucky, my friends.